Welcome to the vlog, guys. This is the place where you're gonna find weekly updates on training, business tips, keeping yourself accountable, and let's face it, just getting through the week sometimes. In this week's video, we are focused all about getting our plans down on paper. We're also gonna be talking about some of the greatest tips on being able to keep yourself on track and on schedule throughout the week. If you guys are anything like me, throughout the week can get a little hectic. In order to try and combat that and keep that from happening, we're gonna work on skills that we can use to be proactive in our week. Since this week we are talking all about staying accountable and holding ourselves accountable, let's talk about how we're gonna get there first. I thought it would be a really great idea to share with you guys some of the ways that I truly keep myself on track, just in life in general. Being able to take these skills and kind of place them like a blanket over your entire week, it will really help to create a more seamless week for you. Those of you like me, we've got a job, we've got a business, we are working moms, parents, we are trying to do it all every single week. And let me just tell you from experience, you're not gonna be able to do it all. I know it's a heartbreaker and it's sad to hear, but unfortunately it is the truth. So here's the top 5 things that I do in my routine ritual every single day of every single week to make sure that I keep myself accountable. First and foremost is having a plan. And I know sometimes that may seem a little crazy. That may even seem like a stretch of the imagination. My husband works throughout the week. I work. We have our kids. And then of course we've got the household that needs to be run, and I then have my business on top of everything else. To make a plan at the beginning of the week is gonna be key for you, and it's also gonna be key for your family in general. My husband and I take about 5 to 10 minutes every weekend, and we sit down with our dry erase board, and what we do is we lay out any bills that need to be paid. We also mark down the days that he is working, if I'm off, if I'm telecommuting, if we've got an event going on that week, whatever it is that's going to affect our family, we are planning it out. Now, all of this planning certainly doesn't mean that things aren't going to get thrown our way in the middle of it, but as long as we have our bones of our plan in place, we can stick to that and keep our family running smoothly. Number 2 happens to be morning and bedtime rituals. Now, any of you moms out there, you probably read about bedtime routines and how important they are when you were reading your first baby books when you had that first baby. You may even see it in blogs and other vlogs that you watch along the week. And I know that it might sound like silly or even pointless sometimes because not everything goes to plan. But I will tell you that I have the most success with keeping those rituals in place. So for example, here's our bedtime ritual. Every single evening, I kind of work on slowing the pace down from the day. So about 7 o'clock, that's when all of the lights in the house dim. That's right, I go down to basically warmers in the living room. Right now it's the Christmas tree glow going off as well. We have the night lights on, we have the low lighting in the kitchen. Everything just kind of dims. And that kind of also helps our bodies and it helps our kids as well to just start to begin to decompress from the day. This is very important, guys. If you don't start to decompress, then by the time your head hits the pillow, you've got 5,000 tabs open and you don't know what to do. The same thing happens to our kids. At that point, I usually will take my little one, we will sit down in the kitchen, we will actually make her lunch together for the next morning. This is something that is really key. For one, she's very picky when it comes to school lunch food, so we do make our lunch for the next day. You guys may or may not know, but as an alter ego in my life, I am a food blogger. And food plays such an important role in creating memories and really giving us structure throughout our days. One of my big key things is getting the kids involved in food. So by sitting down with her in the evenings and the simple act of making her lunch together, not only is she getting things that she knows that she's going to eat, she's giving me any food preferences, like cutting the crust off the sandwich. And she's getting to put her hand on her own lunch. So she's getting to really have a say-so in what's going on with her lunch the next day. When kids are more involved in the actual food process, whether that be prepping, cooking, just putting it together and packaging it up in the lunchbox, they are going to be able to enjoy their food more. They're going to find more pride in it, and you're going to see that they're going to start eating it more. Now at this point in the evening, this is usually when we kind of do bedtime. We'll do the bath, we'll do whatever else that needs to be done for the rest of the day to kind of end it out, and then I put her to bed. I always put her to bed reading a nice little bedtime story. It's just a ritual that we've continued over from her younger years, but it truly does give us still that one-on-one time at the end of every single day. That's also the time that I ask her, how was your day? What was your favorite thing of the day? What really made you mad today? It's very important to have those discussions with our children because teaching them the concept of being able to verbalize the good and the bad out of every day helps them in the next day to be able to be more prepared. It also helps you as a parent to just be more dialed in. Now, after she's in bed, that's when it truly becomes my own personal wind down. Now for me, it's very, very key. I have my whole skin time ritual, so I go through my cleansing, I take care of that. I kind of do a little bit of self-pampering on my own. Sometimes that just may be a facial mask that I put on. It may be winding down with a glass of red in front of my favorite TV show. Whatever the case may be for that day, it's truly a wind down. And that is key for those of us who are just rushing through the day, having that wind down period, just like with the kids. It's going to be able to put our minds at ease. We're going to feel a little bit more refreshed, and we're going to feel a little bit more accomplished for the next day. Number 3, I actually keep track of my tasks within an app through my phone. My phone is with me all the time, so I do have my note application up. And when I have the note application up, that's when I'm actually going through, and you guys are probably the same way as I am. Sometimes there's that thing that just pops into your head and you're like, oh, that's what it is that I remembered from last week. Or, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to make that dentist appointment. I have, and I just haven't done it yet. I need to remember to do that. Putting it into that note app, having it there, having it accessible, again, it's something I'm gonna look at. And just the simple act of typing it into the application kind of triggers my memory. Now, whether for you that is an app on your phone, whether it's just the notebook that you keep with you during the day, either way, keep those notes going. You're gonna find that your memory is gonna be better. You're going to be able to be more on top of things as they arise, and especially when it comes to things within your business. Within my note application, I just have a tab that says business work. And in that business work, that's where I'm jotting down the ideas or things that come up that relate to my business. So that way, when I've got the 30 minutes to sit down and work my business, all I have to do is pull up my note app and go directly to that tab, and there everything is. Number 4 might sound silly, and it might sound trivial, but it is simply taking 30 seconds and focusing on nothing. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Sometimes this happens to me and I will actually do it in the morning because maybe it's a chaotic day at work or a chaotic day around the house. Sometimes it's in the evening. Sometimes it just might be on my way home. Whatever it is, I take 30 seconds and I literally turn everything off. Put the phone down, turn off the TV, sit in a quiet room. Whatever it is, 30 seconds, nothing. You might tend to find that you might need a second 30 seconds some days, and that's okay. I have those days too. And those are the days where, yes, I might take that second time to take 30 seconds to do nothing. Because either it's just been too stressful, I've got too much on my mind, I'm just being emotional today, whatever it is, 30 seconds. 30 seconds to press the reset button to just slowly stop. And my number 5, make your bed. Yes, that's right, that simple life lesson that we were always told and we hated as we grew up, making your bed. I don't care if you woke up at 6 a.m. that day. I don't care if you woke up at noon that day. All I want you to do is make your bed. Because there's something to be said that at the end of the day, no matter how chaotic it was, no matter how crazy it was, the ups, the downs, all the in-betweens, at the end of the day, you know that you have a bed that you can just crawl into, that's already made it's ready for you, you can relax and put your body down for the evening. It teaches us that discipline of one thing a day. If nothing else goes right, my bed is still made. I really instill this in my kids, especially my youngest. She still doesn't quite get the concept, but she knows mommy is gonna check her bed. And so she is getting into the habit, slowly but surely, of trying to beat me before I remind her to make her bed. Like I tell her, no matter how bad of a day you've had, you've got a clean bed to lay your head down at the end of every night. And that is something to be grateful for. Are you ready to go tackle your week? Let's tackle it together. Until next time, peace, love, happiness.